Mr. Sulu, ahead warp 1.
Warp 1, sir.
Heading, sir?
Out there. That-a-way.
Enterprise. The big dogs of the world are getting gung-ho on cryptocurrency. But us as individuals who joined early can be considered the innovators, the early adopters. But now the enterprises who realize crypto is the future can become part of the early majority. So who are the enterprises who will take the road less traveled, diving into crypto to save their company's futures? Tune in as we break it down, because it's time for chicocrypto. Innovators, early adopters, early majority, what do you mean, Chico? Well, have you ever heard of the technology adoption lifecycle chart and curve? Well, it's a chart and model that describes the adoption or acceptance of a new product or innovation according to the demographic and psychological characteristics of defined adopter groups. And these adopter groups, well, number one is the innovators, and they make up 2.5% of the technology users. Number two are the early adopters, and they make up 13.5% of the technology users. Number three are the early majority, and they make up 34.5% of the users. Number four are the late majority, and they make up 34.5% as well. And finally, number five are the laggers. They make up 16% of the users. So how does this curve fit into crypto? Well, anyone who joined in 2013 or before, in my opinion, can be considered an early adopter. This was made up of mostly individuals and new crypto companies, and barely any enterprises. Microsoft was one of the earliest, as they began accepting Bitcoin for some of their products in 2014. With the crypto crash that followed 2013, we fell into a small chasm, a point of questioning the technology. But after we crossed that small chasm and a new hype cycle began in 2016, it was time for a new batch of adopters, the early adopters. A bunch of new users joined, especially in 2017, and some enterprises started to get into crypto. This was when the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance was formed, and things were looking good for the tech as big names, Microsoft once again, and even JP Morgan jumped into the crypto bandwagon. Also, there were the likes of Jack Dorsey's Square getting into the crypto game with Cash App and Bitcoin. But after 2017 and into 2018, we fell into the big scary chasm. The big crypto crash came where BTC fell from 20K all the way down to 3K. And this was the biggest test and questioning of blockchain technology of all. Many people thought it was over. BTC and crypto hadn't broken into the mainstream, and it wouldn't. And proof of this, Microsoft stopped accepting Bitcoin as a payment option in 2018. Big names were backing out of crypto across the board until we crossed that chasm. And in 2019, a new hype cycle started, leading us into where we are today, the early majority phase, where many individuals and enterprises are going full throttle on Bitcoin, crypto, and NFTs. We all know the big names jumping into crypto now. Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, MicroStrategy, Tesla, and many others are all joining the crypto train. Shoot, there's even major sports arenas being named after crypto companies. The home of the Miami Heat, formerly American Airlines Arena, is now named the FTX Arena. And just yesterday, the infamous Staples Center is being renamed to the Crypto.com Arena. There is no doubt now crypto has broken into the mainstream. We are in the early majority phase. So the question is, who is next? Who is going to be the next enterprise to adopt crypto and secure themselves an early majority spot in the future of cryptocurrency? Well, everyone knows about Apple. CEO Tim Cook announced that his company was looking at cryptocurrency just last week, firmly stating that crypto was on the company's radar, saying there are other things that we're definitely looking at with regards to crypto. But what about an enterprise people don't necessarily know about? Well, how about Amazon? And no, this isn't about AMP. There was news yesterday that dropped. Amazon was to stop accepting Visa's UK-issued credit cards over the high fees. And the article states, as a result of Visa's continued high cost of payments, we regret that Amazon UK will no longer accept UK-issued Visa credit cards as of the 19th of January 2022. I wonder why Visa is looking to use USDC as payment rails. In March of this year, it was announced Visa would be the first payments network to settle transactions with the stablecoin. But what if Amazon could skip Visa and just accept crypto and stablecoins itself, eliminating any Visa fees? Well, it looks like that could be happening. November 1st, the news was broke that Amazon was looking to hire a digital currency and blockchain expert, signaling their growing interest in the crypto space. Interest how though? From the CNBC article, according to a recent job posting, Amazon's payment acceptance and experience team is seeking to hire an experienced product leader to develop Amazon's digital currency and blockchain strategy and product roadmap. Their payments acceptance and experience team is looking for a blockchain and crypto expert to help develop their strategy and product roadmap. Amazon is looking to cut out all middlemen and go directly to the consumer through blockchain technology, which means cryptocurrency. Big news, but I have something even bigger. What about the World Economic Forum? First, who are they? Well, the WEF is an international non-governmental and lobbying organization, which is mostly funded by its 1,000 member companies, typically global enterprises with more than $5 billion in turnover. A short list of some of their enterprise strategic partners includes Deloitte, Ernst & Young, PwC, KPMG, Accenture, IBM, Hitachi, Wipro, and many others. Well, the WEF has been going hard into cryptocurrencies this year, putting out a community paper in June of this year titled Cryptocurrencies, A Guide to Getting Started, specifically mentioning Bitcoin, Ethereum, Zcash, Monero, but also in the scaling section, Algorand, Cardano, Cello, XRP Ledger, Solana, and Stellar. That was big news when it dropped back in June, and the cryptocurrencies mentioned got a big old jump. But this was just a community paper. If you go down into the authors of the paper, it was authored by crypto names like Andreessen Horowitz, Uniswap, Stellar. Not one person from the World Economic Forum authored this, but they did review it. Now, just 2 days ago, the WEF put out not a community paper, but a white paper titled Articulating Value from Data. And if we scroll down to the authors, there is a specific section of the World Economic Forum contributors and authors to this paper. It's different. It's a white paper for the WEF and its member enterprises. Now, guess what cryptocurrencies they mention in this white paper on articulating value from data? Only one is mentioned in this paper, in the section 2.3 data valuation for collaboration and innovation. Under the section innovator, they say, Ocean Protocol is an open source protocol that enables data owners and consumers, individuals and businesses, to exchange and monetize data and data-driven services in a decentralized marketplace. The company introduced an initial framework for pricing data that recognizes the unique features of information and reduces friction due to seller paralysis and lack of market structure typical of data marketplaces. Ocean also recently launched the Compute to Data environment, which allows computations to be run on data without moving it, resolving the trade-off between data owners who want privacy and control and data buyers who want access to valuable data for analytics and to improve business outcomes without liability. Ocean introduces algorithms as a new type of asset that can be public or private and have a dynamic or fixed price, just like the data sets in their marketplace. The WEF considers Ocean Protocol an innovator of data. They specifically mention this in one of their own white papers, not a community-based one. But this isn't the first time Ocean has been hailed by the WEF. In June of this year, the WEF released a list of 100 technology pioneers for 2021, which included many blockchain companies, but only 3 with tokens. This was number 1, Aave, number 2, Ocean Protocol, and number 3, Parity Technologies, aka Polkadot. And it goes even deeper than that. Ocean Protocol is actually one of the 1,000 member organizations of the WEF. So, their ties to the World Economic Forum go deeper than the ocean, and that's just scratching the surface. Cheers, viewers. I'll see you next time.